What's up, folks? I'm here today to talk about the Kevin Hart heist movie that is currently streaming on Netflix, Lift. I hated this movie. Now, something you don't know about me, I love heist media. My favorite anime of all time is The Great Pretender. It's a series about conmen and heisters. Fantastic. Love it. Beautifully animated, acted. Fantastic series. It's on Netflix. I highly recommend you watch that instead of watching Lift. Now You See Me, one of my favorite heist movies of all time. Definitely in my top 10 films. Love the movie. Stellar. Fantastic. Everything about it rules. And I also plan to buy a Fiat one day when I get older. Not because I think Fiats are super cool, but because Fiats were used in the Italian Job, and I love that movie, so I want to have a Fiat just because that movie happened. That's how much I love heist media. So when I heard about Lift coming out, I was super excited. It's got a stacked cast. The premise was interesting about them having to heist a commercial flight mid-flight. Awesome. Love that. Sounds cool. I'm interested. Let's give it to me. I want it now. And then I saw it and I was just like,
oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Nothing about this movie is interesting. It's extremely bland, which I think is the worst a movie can be. It's very forgettable. As soon as you finish this movie, you're going to forget about it because it's not interesting. There's nothing in the movie to stick into your mind. There isn't a funny joke that's iconic. There isn't an action set piece that's cool. The way they heist the gold isn't entertaining. The plot sucks. The acting is very mid and bland, which is baffling to me given the cast that they have, like Ravonna Renslayer from Loki, Vincent D'Onofrio, the fucking Kingpin himself. Kevin Hart is not a bad actor, he just didn't fit the role of the character that they had him playing in this movie. The Safecracker dude who was in Army of the Dead, he gave good performance in that. Perseus from Clash of the Titans, there were just like a lot of different actors and actresses in the movie that are known for being good or have been in other things that were good, and it's like they should be giving a good performance here, but the movie's just so uninteresting that like these stellar actors have nothing to work with, so you're just sitting there watching them basically twiddle their thumbs in their performance because there's nothing there, there's no meat, it's just bone. It's like, okay, well, yeah, that's what we got here. The heist sucks. It's super boring because all it is them tricking air traffic control into believing that the flight that they're rerouting somewhere is still going to its destination. It sounds uninteresting when I say it like that, and what they have to do is even more uninteresting. They have to put a hacking device in the bathroom of the flight. That's basically it. They have a plane that's flying under the commercial flight to like hack into the device on there so they can clone because I guess planes have tags that air traffic control follows to know where they're going. They clone the commercial flight's tag and put it on this drone that they've hardwired to go to the destination the flight's supposed to land at, and then they delete the GPS that's on the plane and then reroute it to where they want to take it so then they can take the gold off of the plane and transfer it onto a train. Yeah, no, it's smart. Don't get me wrong. The plan isn't incompetent. It's a smart plan, but it's visually uninteresting to see. This is a movie. This isn't like a think piece. This isn't a real heist that we're doing. It's a film. You need to entertain the audience with the visuals. So they throw in random fights to keep you entertained, comedic moments, but it's like, I don't care about that stuff. This is a heist movie. The point of a heist movie is to see the heist. The stuff that people remember from iconic heist movies happened during the heist. Like Now You See Me. People remember all the stuff that happened towards the end of the movie with the horsemen disappearing, with the cards releasing all the money for the people to see, escaping from the cops. Like, all that stuff happened during the heists themselves. Those are the crucial moments that the movie's supposed to handle, but this movie's super boring. Even the opening heist of the movie, where they kidnap a dude to heist it's so stupid. It has to do with NFTs. They're like kidnapping this dude so they can steal his NFT and resell it online. Like, even that was super boring. And I'm just like, I don't care. This is the opening to the movie that's supposed to hook me into everything that's happening, but nothing that's happening has kept me invested. This movie is just nothing but blandness, and it just drives me insane, and I can't stand it. And then, like, the twist at the end of the movie, because I don't care about the spoilers. I told you this movie isn't worth your time, so you shouldn't care either. The twist at the end of the movie doesn't even functionally work with how planes operate. Essentially, they transferred the gold that was in this safe into a different safe, and then had the gold, had iron bars, painted gold, put into the safe that everyone's been trying to get. Then they drop the safe that they put on the plane with the real gold in it out of the plane into like a random lake somewhere so they can go and get the gold later. But here's the problem with that. You cannot breach the containment of a plane without an emergency notice happening. Like, you've seen it countless times in other movies. If a door flies open on a plane in a movie, it's a major problem. It fucks up what the plane is able to stabilize with because all the air is rushing in. So they drop the they drop the cargo out of the cargo bay. You can't open the cargo bay on a plane mid-flight without something bad happening. In the movie, they go like, oh, there was turbulence, and that was supposed to be the moment they dropped the container out of the plane. That's not what would happen. The plane would be freaking the fuck out because it's now breached. Its air containment is breached, and it would cause massive problems. But, you know, you're probably thinking like, oh, it's just a movie. Why are you thinking about it like that? Because, like, the rest of the movie is so, like, intricate with how the heist is supposed to work, despite how boring it is, that, you know, them doing this, it's like, why didn't you think of that? Like, that's such a big thing for you to forget that it drives me insane. Like, even the way they catch the guy at the end of the movie because, like, they're stealing the money from, like, this crazy evil dude because, you know, although we're watching a movie about criminals, they can't be bad guys. They have to be good guys that are stealing from bad guys because they're the hero. It's stupid. It's very stupid. I'll get into it in a minute. But the way they stop the bad guy at the end of the movie is they record him murdering people when they get to his house using like these NFT cameras or whatever that were like put onto a plane. And then it's just like, that was set up in the movie. It was meticulously set up to showcase this at the end of the film. They steal like a private jet and it has like a screen on like the bottom of the plane for stupid reasons because a super rich guy bought it and put it on there, and they put cameras all over it. So they set that up earlier in the movie, so they record this dude killing the guys with the camera and then play it when the cops show up on the screen so he'll get arrested. And it's like, that was clever. I liked that. But you meticulously set up stuff like that, but then you overwrite the fact that you can't breach the containment of a plane mid-flight. Like, how do you miss something like that? It's just baffling to me. And even if someone has, because I haven't seen this movie in like a couple of weeks now, so maybe they explained it and I just don't remember. So if like someone in the comments tells me that they changed something and there was like a reason that worked out, that still doesn't change the fact that the rest of the movie still sucks. This is just a personal nitpick that I have about this. The rest of the movie's still bad and boring and unfunny, so even if this one thing I'm hyper fixating on that drove me insane in the movie ends up being wrong, the rest of the movie still freaking sucked. And what I mentioned a moment ago about them being bad guys but being good guys, so Kevin Hart's crew are international criminals that steal shit from people. That's their whole thing. They get asked by Interpol to work with them to steal this gold from a guy who's trying to buy a device that will like disable dams or something and like flood cities. He's basically buying this like, you know, technological weapon that'll allow him to destroy a city. That's what he's trying to get. And they're like, oh, we can't let this guy get his hands on it. So Interpol hires Kevin Hart's crew to steal the gold that he's using to pay these terrorists with so that he can't get the weapon that they've designed. And I'm just like, why is this so complicated? Why is this even like this? Why couldn't the movie just be Kevin Hart and his crew want to steal $500 million worth of gold from this shitbag criminal? Why couldn't that just be the plot? Sure, it's simple, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Adding this whole element of like, oh, Interpol needs to hire them, and this guy is an even worse criminal than them because Kevin Hart's crew, oh, they don't hurt people when they steal stuff. You know, they're the good guys. Although they steal stuff from people, they're not bad criminals. They're the good kind of criminal. Get you on. I don't care if the main character is a criminal. People love John Wick. He's a crazed assassin who, granted, yeah, sure, he retired and got married. He was still an assassin that murdered tons and tons of people. And the whole franchise follows him murdering people. No one has a problem that he used to be a bad guy before the movie started. It actually makes him more interesting. So why does Kevin Hart and his crew have to be good kind of bad guy? We don't need that. They can just be bad guys, stealing from other bad guys. No one has a problem with that. Why is this movie trying to be more complicated and smarter than it actually is? It's so unnecessary. And you know what? I'm getting mad, so I'm going to end the video here. Don't watch Lift. It's not worth your time. It sucks. Please don't give it the time of day like I did. So, I'm the Innocent Villain. I hope you have a better time than I did watching something better. watch The Great Pretender. Watch Now You See Me. Watch The Italian Job. Those are good heist pieces of media. And The Great Pretender is actually on Netflix, so you can watch that instead of Lyft. And I'm sorry that my phone is ringing. So, with all that being said, I'm the Innocent Villain. Remember, folks, you're innocent to prove villainous, and I'll catch you later. Bye!